Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Viren Srivastava. I'm going to talk in this third series on emotional intelligence something about very important thing that how to become more self-aware. That is the pathways for self-awareness. I have talked about what is self-awareness in terms of various various processes through which the uh, personal effectiveness can be achieved. Now, in this one, I am basically going to talk about the four pathways for higher self-awareness. These four pathways for this higher self-awareness is important. It will help individuals become more self-aware. But before that, I would like to talk about four important things. And one is the feedback, other is the disclosure, perceptiveness, and then emotional intelligence. Feedback, disclosure, perceptiveness, and emotional intelligence. Feedback is I'm giving feedback to somebody, and somebody is giving feedback to me. So, feedback to others, feedback from others. Feedback to others is given when we have a situation like there is a superior, there is a subordinate. Superior gives the feedback to the subordinate. A consultant gives some feedback to the organization or individuals. Feedback given to them. So there is a way, there is a process for giving the feedback, and which means that the feedback skills are important. Now, these feedbacks are also given from others to ourselves. When this happens, then what I talked in the previous session, this is the window given by Johari. So this is the extent of things known to me, known, and this is what is things not known. Things not known. Now, when somebody is giving, some other person is giving the feedback, so what is happening once the other person is given the feedback, then things not known has become known. So this side becomes, it expands. How much it expands? It expands to this much. And now the other one, the feedback that is coming from the other to ourselves is, because it may come in the form of a criticism. If it comes in the form of a criticism, it has to be taken in a positive way. If it is not taken in a positive way, then the feedback will be rejected. What is important in this whole thing is that the feedback given is accepted, and the other one works on it. If the other one is not working on it, then this side by any chance will not increase from here to here. So will remain here. And once the acceptance is not done, or if the acceptance is done of something, even the feedback was not important, the feedback was not important, and the feedback was not needed to be taken, and still the feedback is taken, has been taken without thinking much about it. So what will happen, that we will know ourselves about something about ourselves which will not help in expanding the window, and that means in making increasing or enhancing the openness area, and thus the effectiveness. So individual will be ineffective. So what is going to work, it what is going to work here is the degree of perceptiveness. If the perceptiveness is high, such an error of not being able to filter the feedback that is coming from the other will be will be there. But if the perceptiveness level is low, then such an error can occur. And when such an error occurs, then we take unwanted, unnecessary, not needed feedbacks, and it doesn't help. On the contrary, it harms. So what is important is that we take feedback and make a judicious decision, whether the feedback is important and that feedback is needed or not. It has to be on one's own capacity and judgment, and that will be depending on the degree of perceptiveness. So through and through, what is needed is remain positive, take the feedback that is coming, and work on it if it is needed. If it is not needed, don't work on it. Don't work on it. Just for the sake of that, yes, there was a feedback and you need to work, then you work, and then you increase ineffectiveness, not effectiveness. So this is about the feedback here, and feedback coming from others. Now coming to feedback given to the others, this is largely a feedback given to the others is through a superior to the subordinate. In the performance appraisal also, the feedback is given from the superior to the subordinates. Consultants and trainers are giving feedback to the organizations, to individuals, to others. So there also the question is, any feedback given, that has to be have some kind of an acceptance. Now there are other challenges associated with the feedback from others. Sometimes the others may not give the feedback. So what we have to do, we have to take the feedback from them or scan them for any clues about the feedback, that what is happening, what is going on around. Coming to the disclosure, disclosure is disclosing things related to the work, related to things which will make a difference, and not disclosing anything. Now disclosure is disclosure of ideas, disclosure of certain decisions, work related issues and challenges. So disclosure could be anything. Now what is the disclosure to be made so that there is high degree of effectiveness, so that there is a high degree of effectiveness. So disclosure itself has challenges. Appropriate disclosure is important, not inappropriate disclosure, as mentioned in my previous session also. Now perceptiveness I have mentioned. Now emotional intelligence plays a role, because emotional intelligence, the first most important domain is the self-awareness, and I have been talking about this self-awareness right from the beginning. The second one is self-management. I'll be able to manage, a person will be able to manage one's own self better if he is become more self-aware. Then the third and the fourth are related to the social awareness, and the fourth one is relationship management. Relationship management of self and management of relationship, both are important, and these two things are coming from self awareness and social awareness. Now social awareness is an awareness in the context of the people, the social society, etc. Okay. Where there is the family, also the social awareness is there. Now in the self awareness leading to the self management, so these are the four main domains of the emotional intelligence. For self management, the role of this self awareness is largely in the self management, and for self management self awareness is needed, and self awareness, the whole process is put here, is explained. And this self awareness, when we talk of the emotional intelligence, then there are many things going on in the organizations, or in the people, or in the family, or anywhere, or in the society, wherever one is living. Now this feedback is may come in the form of criticisms, high criticisms. If it is coming in the form of high criticism, then this may upset people. If it upsets people, that is an indicator of low emotional intelligence. That means in the when we talk of self awareness in the context of this emotional intelligence, then it is low. If the high criticism is disregarded or not taken in a positive way, but high criticism is there and one is not upset, because if you look at in a slightly different way, who criticizes? Somebody who is my critic, he criticizes me, I become upset. Oh, I should not become upset, I should be happy. Why? Because he has spent some time on me. No matter that he has criticized me, but he has spent some time on me in this busy environment, change, dynamic environment. He has taken time and he has spent his head and he has criticized me. There could be something. There could be something. And if there is something, why can't I work on it? The moment I take the thing in this manner, that means yes, I have a high self awareness in the context of emotional intelligence, and I am going to take it in a positive way. Once I take it in a positive way, then for sure I will be able to make a judicious decision that yes, what is right, what is wrong, and my things I do, I will increase like this. It will go on increasing. So once one is, it is going on increasing, so this side is becoming like this, and the appropriate disclosures, so the window will become like this. Now how does it happen? I'll now talk of the four pathways. Once having understood the role of pathway 1, intrapersonal awareness. Pathway 2, scanning others about clues for ourselves. Third, making disclosures and receiving feedback. Four, formal and informal behavioral appraisals. These are the four pathways. Intrapersonal awareness is about my own inner self. How much am I aware? How much I am confident? How much I am optimistic? How much I am positive? What is my driver? How do I go ahead? So all the things, my strengths, my weaknesses, my blocks, everything. Now, one is fully aware about one's own self. Then the second one, scanning others about clues. This is in the context of when somebody is not giving feedback, when I'm not receiving feedback from people. So how do I take it? Because this will help me move forward. So scanning others about clues about ourselves. What do you think about me? No, not asking straight away what do you think about me, but so because that may not be appropriate. So scanning means just thinking, taking non-verbal cues, taking clues from silence. Somebody is silent, completely non-verbal. So from those cues also, these can be decoded and lot of insights can be had. So decoding the clues by scanning others, that is one way. The third one is making disclosures and receiving feedback. I have talked a lot about it. The fourth most important is the formal and informal behavioral appraisal. Coming to the formal behavioral appraisal, formal behavioral appraisal is through use of psychometric instruments for feedback. Now, if I want to know about myself, and if I am a psychometrician, if I can administer as instrument for myself, then yes, I can know many things about me if I am administering it. But here, through use of psychometric instruments for the feedback, we are doing it largely for others. That other person, when he is getting some feedback from the instruments, he should work on it and improve his effectiveness, because psychometric instruments may give lot of positive traits, lot of negative traits, lot of high potential traits. We need to work on the negative traits, we need to strengthen the positive traits and the high potential traits, so that we become strong and we become more effective. So bottom line of this whole self-awareness and emotional intelligence is becoming more effective, m- more effective, more effective. Okay. So high effectiveness. So this is a broad way, pathway given to raise one's own personal effectiveness high, and it requires a lot of practice. It requires a lot of effort. It's, apart from the effort, it requires a determined effort to become better. Because all these things, why you are doing? What is the need? Why can't I go in my own way? Why should I spend time on this? Because the positive things are known to me, negative things have also become known, and when these things have become known, then I can work on it. But the decision to become better will be the individual person's, and if he doesn't work on it, he doesn't get any benefit out of it. So to get benefit out of it, it is better that we work systematically on it and try to balance the four processes, the three processes of feedback, disclosure, and personal perceptiveness, and use emotional intelligence for becoming or for balancing the things, so that we are on the whole more effective. So I think this is all about this pathway to the personal effectiveness, and I'll talk about other things in the next session. Thank you.